if you don't, you may not want to choose me, you may want to choose them.
Okay.
Because there are people that actually prefer.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary and I'm a practicing lawyer in Nigeria. On this YouTube channel, I film about my legal life, I share legal tips, and I also share legal lessons. You already know, for people that watch my videos very well, ignorance of law is not an excuse. So please stay tuned on this channel, subscribe, like, and watch this video. Thank you. So in this video, I am here with a beautiful colleague and friend, Kachelon Peters. You can just call her Casey. So Casey, say hi to the camera.
Hey guys.
So guys, in this video, we'll be debunking myths about lawyers. There are so many myths we have been hearing before we became a lawyer, about lawyers are this, lawyers are that, and we are here to debunk all those myths, all those lies. So please, you already know it's going to be an interesting section, so please make sure you watch this video till the very end. So the first myth we'll be debunking today is, in this video, is this is the most, how can I put it? I've been hearing this particular myth for a long time, that lawyers are liars. Some people even say lawyers will go to hell, like there is this automatic this thing that once you're a lawyer, you're going to hellfire. So I really don't know. So let me just allow Casey to speak. Are lawyers liars? Are we truly liars?
Lawyers are actually not liars. I mean, I've actually heard, I still hear it up to now that lawyers are liars. If you argue with regular people, they'll tell that, people are liars, and you're like, we are not liars. And whenever I hear that, the first thing I actually usually ask is, why do you think lawyers are liars? I want to know why you think we are liars. And then they'll be like, it's only a lawyer that will actually know that this person committed this crime. Imagine somebody will kill somebody and then they are going to defend the person. You're saying he did not kill the person. Like, but you now, as a human being, can you actually kill somebody? Like, can you just wake up one day and be like, I want to kill this person? And they'll be like, no. I'm like, exactly. So it actually doesn't make sense that you think because somebody is defending somebody for something that the person did, you think the person is actually lying. I mean, you can provoke me to do it. Like, what if you actually came and hit me on my head so hard and then I just hit you back and then you fall down and die? Or what if you actually attack me? Imagine robbing my house in the night. It's a total difference. Like, I can actually kill you if you enter my house in the middle of the night. So really, sometimes we actually have to look at some things. And then I usually tell my friends is that nothing is actually a universal acceptable something. What I see as right may be different as what you see as right. So even in contracts and in other things, you see that maybe your reason for doing what you did is different from what I'm thinking, and that's why I'm taking it to court. And you're entitled to a lawyer. So I'm not lying, I'm just trying to prevent you from seeing the wrong in what the person did.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Casey. Yeah. So she actually mentioned something about if a particular person killed another person and you're like, you were provoked when you did that thing. Yes, that is a good defense in law. So you won't expect us to now go to the court and say, yes, he killed that person. What we are meant to do as a defense counsel in that case is meant to bring out the provocation as the defense for that particular offense. Exactly. So lawyers are not lawyers. There are lots of procedures. For criminal offenses now, there are ingredients that the prosecution have to prove. So those ingredients, if the prosecution counsel cannot prove it well, and defense counsel will actually just pick one point, one loophole, and that will just be whole, and we just use that as a defense. So don't follow people that say lawyers are liars.
Nah, lawyers are not
so
liars.
I hope with this point now we'll be able to convince you and not convince you. That was just a joke. So basically, lawyers are not liars. There are procedures, there are actually technicalities in law. So don't think because that particular procedure did not work in your favor, you think, no, that lawyer is a liar or something. No. And come to think of it, laymen, you also lie too.
Hey.
So now they are judging like, because they too they lie, and every lawyer too lie and all that. So lawyers are not liars. So still remember that even though we are lawyers, we are also human beings. Human beings too lie, but I'm not trying to make excuse for anybody to lie. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm just trying to say, like, people lie. So that doesn't mean lawyers who should lie or something, but basically lawyers who don't lie. That's just it. So we have a lot of procedure, things we need to comply with. So don't think we are liars. Myth number 2. All lawyers are rich. They say we are philanthropists, like we are very rich. Yes, the legal profession is a very noble profession. But that doesn't mean immediately we finish law school, passed our final, money starts rolling in our bank account. No, it is not true. I remember when I finished law school in 2017, and when I back home in Oyo State, people start hyping me like, this girl, come and buy this, come and buy that. And I was like, do you even know how much I was earning that particular time? I was earning below 50. Like, But people just think maybe once you finish law school and start working in a law firm, you start anywhere and all that. No. But the good part of this is actually that when we start working, we can actually be earning very ridiculous. Yeah, we can be earning ridiculous, but then you get to get certain briefs. Because I remember when I was serving, I got my first brief from a brother, let me say it like that. He's actually not my biological brother. And he paid well, like for a copper, a reasonable amount of money. So that's just a good part. We might be earning so ridiculous in a law firm, but you can still have opportunity to do your personal briefs and all that. So all the CAC briefs and all that. So don't just believe that lawyers are very rich. It is a noble profession, but it is a step at a time. We don't just finish law school and we start reaping everything. So I don't know, Casey, if you have anything to add.
Really, lawyers are interesting people. I mean, it's actually only a lawyer that can actually leave his house, enter bike, go to the office, and then come back with a brand new car.
Yeah, like success.
Like it's actually like, you know, it's only a lawyer that can actually hit that kind of jackpot. But at the same time, if you're actually a practicing lawyer, there are certain restrictions. If you check the richest lawyers in Nigeria, for example, Tunde Falana, he's actually a business tycoon. Even if you read about him, you hear that he's a lawyer and a businessman. So like, if you see all those really successful lawyers, you actually see that most of them are actually doing some other things. So if you check, some of them are directors and board members in companies, high companies, like not this kind of companies that their share whatever is like 1 million. No, we are not talking about those kind of companies. But if you actually check, lawyers are actually placed at that's very vantage points that they can actually always get something that will just change their lives overnight. So that's why people actually think lawyers are rich. But at the same time, lawyers are not rich. I mean, most law firms actually pay ridiculously. When I mean most, I mean about 70% of law firms. It's actually those 30% that really pay their workers, like their associates now, a reasonable amount, like 150, 200 to something. But many other people are actually paying just 40,000. I mean,
no, they expose us to the world.
No, it's actually the truth. So don't think for the fact that person is caught, but that person should be buying a car for you or getting you or taking you for vacation. Like, guys, it's actually not that easy, but it can be that easy with time.
Yeah. Myth number 3: a good lawyer will always win every case. Is that true?
That's actually, I don't even know why that is a myth, because I mean, it's not true now. Like, how about, guys, why would you even think that thing is even possible? I mean, the best practicing lawyer that most of us usually look at as our legal jagaban, like the one. If you check his track records, I'm sure there are cases he has lost, but now those cases he lost actually one of his building blocks.
Exactly.
Like one of his really, because lawyers will actually usually go back to that case, we go through it. Okay, what was it that we did wrong? Now sometimes guys won't have bad cases. Imagine, for example, now this criminal case we have been using as an example. For the fact that as a lawyer actually made you have life imprisonment instead of death sentence, you may actually think I lost, but in the legal world I actually won. So like, it's not the time that you must be free to do whatever you want to do. Sometimes you can actually just help the person instead of paying, let's say, 100 million naira damages. The person is paying like 20,000 naira damages. It's a win, but
exactly.
A regular person will actually see it as a loss.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Lawyers actually, they mustn't win. That definition of win is actually very relative, but they mustn't win every case. I mean, you can't always eat your cake.
Thank you so much, Casey. She's actually very, very right. I don't think there is any lawyer. Maybe there are people like that, but I have not seen any lawyer that will say every single case he used to win everyone. No. Seriously, though we have this procedure in law that when a case is being, you have a case before you, you will check whether it's a good case or a bad case. And sometimes when we have a bad case, we advise the client, like, my dear, don't even bother going to court.
Go for India.
Let's just try a settlement out of court.
Yeah.
So in that situation, so you're always taking your good cases to court. So it is possible, but at the same time, you never can tell. Yeah. So I don't want to agree to that myth at all, that lawyers can actually win every case at all time. Even though you take your better case, the good case to court, like, okay, I think I have a high chance of winning this particular case. You never can tell what the other party is also planning. Myth number 4: lawyers are unnecessary. Unnecessary people. I would like to put it now.
You don't need them to do anything.
Really? There are people in this century that still believe lawyers are not necessary. Yes, I think there are people like that because sometimes you see some people they'll just sign some deals or some contract without consulting their lawyer to actually read through the drafts. They believe it's not just a document. I am educated. I mean, I am educated. I can actually read through and understand what the content is all about. No, it is more than that, really. The interpretation that a lawyer will give to a document that your mind will not even, you won't even think in that direction at all. So when you have a lawyer, especially like big companies now, they have actually a legal representative in their company. So certain documents you read through it before they sign. The lawyer will be the one to advise. Not that they are not educated. Many of them they even have masters, PhD, and all that, but they believe a lawyer will be able to comprehend so well the content of the particular draft. So don't think lawyers are not necessary. They are just a waste of money and all that. No. So I don't know if you have anything to add to this.
I don't really have much, but I don't know why people actually think lawyers are unnecessary. I mean, they are either necessary when you want to enter the agreements, or they are necessary when the trouble happens to prevent you. So somehow, you should know that lawyers are necessary. Now, it's actually left for you to choose when you want to use them. But I will always advise people to actually choose them at the beginning stage.
What is them? Us.
Like, no, if you don't, you may not want to choose me, you may want to choose them.
Okay.
Because there are people that actually prefer to use SANs.
Okay, good.
And the SANs will bring it to us to read it. So, but then at the end of the day, but I was looking at one funny this thing that's been trending that somebody bought a property for 7 years. You know that, okay, this thing about leases and rents, tenancy and purchases. So this guy actually paid for a purchase, but his agreement carried a lease for 7 years.
Just imagine.
So imagine that, like, the funny part of the whole trend was that by next month they are coming to bundle him out of his house.
Just imagine.
So you can imagine if he had used a lawyer, the lawyer would have seen that was a lease. Would have imagine if, okay, fine, you're actually making it a sublease as under the Land Use Act, and then it's now a sublease, and the person from 1999, I mean 1979 to now, it's not even 1979 to now, it's not even a period that you say the person is only entitled to 7 years. So now you can imagine me paying 20 million naira for a house, a 2-bedroom house, and then you're telling me that it's just for 7 years. That's ridiculous. And then now he will need a lawyer, and then you can imagine what the lawyer will charge him. That 20 million naira is child's play. So really, I don't know, like really, guys, you need lawyers. You need lawyers for your deals. You need lawyers to go through a lot of things for you. You need lawyers even, sometimes my friends just call me like, what's up, this person wants to do this thing. The person is actually calling me because I'm his lawyer, not because I'm his friend. So I don't know why we actually think lawyers are not necessary, but it is well, we'll be fine.
Anyways, this is not an advert for lawyers, really, but we're just trying to make you understand that lawyers are necessary in virtually everything you do.
In everything. It's actually
Myth number 5. Lawyers speaks too much legal jargon and are difficult to understand. How true is this?
Funny enough, okay, it depends on where you're coming from. Lawyers speak too much legal jargon. Yeah, legal, for the fact that legal is there, it actually makes it look like it's acceptable. Because, for example, I just use a lease and a sublease, and it's only a lawyer that will understand that. Some people just feel it's rent for 4 years, 5 years. I am staying in the house, I paid for 5 years, that's okay, and stuff like that. Legal, fine, we speak it because we understand ourselves. It's only a lawyer that can actually target his audience and speak to them in a language they understand. You don't expect me to be talking to engineers now. For example, I'm supposed to give them an advice on a particular engineering contract, and you expect me to be speaking things that are actually just legal. I'll bring the legal aspect, but I also have to mix it with engineering terms. And then I can also do the same thing with medical doctors. So, like, I don't know, we don't speak jargons, we actually speak to the audience. We target our audience and then we speak to them in the language that they understand. So I don't think we speak too much.
Really, I actually agree with that. We don't speak too much of what you don't understand because they are, like what you said, legal jargon. How do you want us to communicate if not to use what we are? I don't know. Seriously,
what we are trained
because
to use.
In court, you expect me to speak with my lord. Definitely, I will have to use the best way you will understand me. You may not understand. Definitely, I will come to your level as a layman and explain to you. But you can't expect me. Sometimes people used to say we speak too much of English. That one I don't even understand that part really because I don't understand.
Lawyers read.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
When
let's
it comes to
read.
legal jargon, that's just the term that we are meant to use. Though when we are not doing maybe client briefing or we are having a conversation with a client, definitely me when I'm talking to them, I used to come to their level like, okay, this is what actually I won't even use the term. But when we are in court, when I'm drafting a process, that is the way I'm meant to do that. So forget that part of lawyers speak too much legal jargon. If you don't understand anything your lawyer is saying, you can always ask. Really, you can always ask. So thank you so much, guys. That will be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. So drop your question on the comment section, and thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, share with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe. It is very important, and you already know it is free. Thank you so much, guys. See you in my next video. Bye bye. Say bye to my camera.
Bye, guys.